Hello and welcome to Raising Your Business, where we help you grow your wings, which carry you home, where you come from. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. To learn more about energy healing, sound healing, channeled messages, see the videos, as well as visit my website for more information. In this video, we're going to talk about the lightworker's health, the lightworker's mindset these days. There is a wave of energies that are coming through, as well as a wave of emails that I receive. And whenever there is a main topic, what everyone is asking, then I'm aware what you guys are going through, generally speaking. Now, if you need one-on-one help, you can reach out to me. And whenever you do, I always say, thank you for reaching out. Not as a formal hello, but I mean it. Thank you for reaching out. It takes courage to admit that perhaps you want a little bit of overview, or perhaps you recognize that you need a little bit of support. And that requires courage, bravery. And when you do, you deserve to be congratulated. You deserve to be appreciated. See, we grow up hearing that if we practice self-love, it's somehow selfish. Well, it is time that we appreciate ourselves. So every time you recognize, even when you do require a little bit of support, congratulate yourself, because this is awareness that is doing it through you. A lot of you are worried about your spiritual path. More and more you are recognizing that you don't belong in this world. What you are not recognizing is this is precisely the seeker's path. Every now and then I'll check in with Joshua and a while ago he said to me, this is the path of the chosen one. I'm like, you mean yours? And he said, no, whoever chooses the path, the way, that is the path of the chosen one. And so here you are, questioning yourself, questioning your reality. Of course it's going to be challenging. It is amazing human trait that we think when we get on the spiritual journey, somehow life should just be miraculous and just wonderful, not realizing that we live in a world of contrast and polarities where you will have up and down, hot and cold, nice and not nice. When you get outside your comfort zone, that's what it is. Now for the oversoul, it is basically yippee and yay, when for the human aspect of you, it's ouch. And the reason why is because you are broadening your view, broadening your horizons, and expanding your capacity for more. Polarity and contrast is needed. You need both for that, quote, enlightenment that you are so wanting. Every time you are experiencing that discomfort, whether it's emotional or spiritual, in your mind, when you get to this situation, ask yourself, ultimately, what do you want? So right now, close your eyes and ask yourself, what do you want? Now go bigger. Once again, what do you want? Okay, now expand more. What does divine in me want? If you've got the answer, write it down. If you don't have the answer, it's okay. Perhaps the answer is stop thinking too much. And if your answer is, I have no idea, that means that it is time for you to face yourself. And every time you notice that you're avoiding, or escaping, facing yourself. Stop and do. It is not easy to face yourself. The reason why is because we tend to judge ourselves. The judgment is based on how we were brought up, preferences, and what is, quote, cool out there. If you were to allow those to be in the background, and from a neutral standpoint, face yourself, first you'll notice you're not so bad. Your life is not so bad. And everything is doable. It is fixable. And you are doing it, only if you want to. So now ask yourself, do you want to achieve what you want? Or do you want others to do it for you? Or do you want to just sit back, visualize, and allow it to be given to you, just like that? Or are you willing to take action so that you are vibrationally compatible, matchable to that frequency of you which you want to be and do and have? These are the times, and you might notice that the more you're avoiding facing yourself, the harder it gets. And that's how it's going to be. Whenever you get to the point of, what do I got to lose? That would be a good time to actually face yourself. When you get to the point in life where you reached rock bottom, or maybe a stupor, where you say, okay, that's it. There's no way out. So I'll face myself. Take advantage of that. Start detoxing from your addictions. It could be anything from emotional addiction, let's say to anxiety, to stress. Could be addiction to reading constantly, where you think that if you don't read, you're going to lose yourself. There could be addiction to thinking, where you can't be present. Could be addiction to substance, to certain foods. Could be egoic addiction to certain spiritual practices. Find out what is it that is holding you back from being that authentic person at peace and at ease. If you get agitated when you hear a concept that does not agree with you, are you addicted to being right at all times? If you feel that you need to defend your opinion, are you really on your path to that enlightenment? Now, those ones that feel unworthy, think about it. The breath of life, that energy that beats your heart, if it's of the divine power, it's within you, it's around you, and you are of that. Can divine forget itself? Can divine separate itself from its creation? That judgment and that attachment to, maybe God loves others, but I am this, and that. These are excuses to not actually see the value of self. The judgment of self is always based on perceptions. The second you allow yourself to see you from a neutral angle, you will realize that it was delusionary way of seeing yourself, which is not real. You can believe in that for as long as you like, but whenever your reality is giving you a hard time believing in the delusion, this is your oversoul yanking on you. It is time to make changes. It is time to pick a peaceful path. Now, the survey that I did the other day, most of you picked all of the above. You want more sleep, better sleep pattern, healthier diet, more meditation, being in nature, peace of mind. Have you taken any actions towards it? Start writing things down. This way your mind, your eyes could see exactly what is it that you need to organize. Organizing your time, your energy, your day. Write down at what time you do what. Things that are a necessity, that are important, keep them. Things that are optional, Now be honest with yourself. Streaming, downloading those videos, whatever's, playing games. When and if they're not important, put that remote down. Put the phone away. Calculate how many hours in a day you are spending your time and energy on something that pulls you away from your true infinite isness. It is incredible that we reach the point to pay for something that pulls us away from ourselves. We work to make that income, to use it to keep us away from who we are. The reason why it is important to organize your time and energy is because you need to be in tune with what is going on. Because the news is not going to always tell you the truth, if ever. On social media, you will not always find truth. What is truth? It is whatever is true for you right now, which helps you connect, be one with your divine self. That's your truth. It might change, it might expand and grow. But it's hard to be in true authentic self, beingness, when you are being pulled away by something that is constantly flickering and shining its whatever at you, asking you to constantly push buttons here and there, clicking and scrolling. Being in tune with the body. This is your vehicle. A vehicle that you created in order to navigate through this story game. We need this vehicle because if you were a ball of light here, you wouldn't have to have discipline. You wouldn't have to learn to navigate through time-space. You wouldn't have to feel like you need to help another. You would just be, which is cool and nice. But for you, it was boring. That's why you are here. See, we don't give ourselves enough credit for wanting to have fun in life, for wanting to be interesting and interested in something interesting, in something that helps us grow and expand. But in this world, we get distracted by fake and cheap version of the reality. So, virtual reality or astral travel, computer games, or building your life through meditation. Spiritual practices which are just a routine for you to check a mark on your to-do list versus practicing being in the now moment, whether in nature or with your heart, with the sun, with your body, with the living, pure frequency. You need to start becoming sensitive, in a good way, to things that are helping you live or are sucking the life force out of you. If something is not helping you live and be that authentic you, it is time to learn and discipline yourself to let it be so that you could live. And not just in the body, but truly live as a soul. There is much out there that we don't know. And what you don't know, you don't know. So when you don't know, don't judge, because you don't know. But the soul needs you to make changes so that the both of you, and ultimately you are one, could grow and move higher and higher. Ultimately, we are one, but we get bored, so we need to dream the dream. In the realm of polarity, especially in this one of the toughest, if not the hardest, you need to always be on alert. You need to start discerning, having your antennas polished. And if you don't have any, remember them. Each one of you has that divine information within your DNA. Find a way to remember it. If you like light language, if you like music, sound healing, try one of my Merge with Your Cosmic Self meditations. Start learning to meditate also without guidance. These are awesome meditations where you learn to take responsibility. You learn to trust that your imagination can take you where you need to be. This is you trusting yourself. Now, can you trust yourself if throughout the day you're constantly distracted and pay to allow yourself to be pulled away from who you are? That is what I'm talking about. If you're addicted to something external out there, it's going to be hard to trust yourself. Why do you need to trust yourself? Because your intuition is what is making your next step available on your path to that self-realization. If you're in tune with your intuition, it is easier. When you keep your mind, your heart, your body clean with enough space for that information, frequency, light, to move into you, to abide within you, not just your body, auric field, and much more that is to you that you still don't realize yet. Imagine that path. Imagine that persona of you. See, someone created this image, what enlightened means, and people just eat that. Why? We like to sensationalize things just so that we could fakely look up to it. But in the times of hardship, we don't, right? Why? Because in the times of hardship, we think of how to fix the situation in our life, which means we don't need to look up to anything external because we already have everything that is helping us fix any situation deep, deep within our DNA. When you hear that within, God is within, that's in your DNA. Plenty of information. All your Akash, all the answers through time, space, and dimensions. More than you could ever perceive consciously. We're not ready yet to accept that consciously, because it comes from your depths, from your higher self. Imagine if you could access all of that consciously, like right now. How awesome! You close your eyes, you tune in, you get the answer. How can you do that if the mind is always busy with what this person posted, or what this person thinks about that, or who is wearing what, or the name of whatever? Think of that. Your essence, the divine self. Once again, close your eyes. If you don't know what essence means, tune into that. Ask your higher self. Ask your right brain to create an image or feel your intuition giving you that frequency. What is your essence? Ask yourself. The essence of you, the essence of your I am, the essence of the sun, the essence of the central sun, the essence of the cosmos, infinite, forever and ever, expanding, wanting to learn more, to be more in a happy way. Now think about it. In this realm, can you have more and be more if you are not introduced some extra specks of polarity? If you make that a big deal and taking it as a problem, by the law of attraction, you can create and manifest a problem. When you learn to navigate, that when you add a flavor to the soup will change its taste. Raisa, you made me hungry now. I gotta have a soup. Go for it. Cooking from scratch. It is so therapeutic. Did I say that right? This inner healing requires a lot. So just meditation is not enough. Just therapy is not enough. Just doing yoga is not enough. We need variety because we're multidimensional. We need to attend to each aspect more and more. Through that self-discipline, through the journaling, meditating, you could realize where you're wasting your energy so that you could use that energy for the conscious connecting to the divine self of you. Being present. That could be walk in the park. That could be cooking your own food. Dancing and moving your body. Feeling the energy circulating in your body when you move. Have you ever practiced sign language? Have you ever practiced chanting? Light language? Now the logical mind is gonna scream at you. It's gonna judge you. And it's gonna say, no, this is stupid. Don't do that. Thank it, because it's doing its job. It's protecting you. It doesn't know what it doesn't know. So it only gonna make decisions and give you answers from what it knows. Which means whatever it doesn't know, it will give a wrong feedback. But if you give the benefit of the doubt, at least a little bit, you will expand. Meaning, your mind box, make it bigger so that you can have space for new concepts and new formulas that would help you decode the next issue, which your oversoul doesn't see as an issue, but your human self still does. And no judgment, we all do that. That feeling of, wow, I did it, that's your expansion. You feel you're bigger. You have more space. Now, when you have more space, ta-da! This world is going to introduce something for you to buy, to get, and it's going to be shiny usually. It takes you to be so disciplined, knowing yourself and what is good for you, so much that it would be easy for you to say, no, thank you. And you can go and get what you need from the cosmos. The only thing it's going to take from you is linear time. But when you learn to travel interdimensionally, when you learn to travel astrally so well that even linear time is gonna bend. If any of you experienced a split of a second, but it felt like 20 minutes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because this reality is going to be real, and any reality is real when you make it real, when the mind believes it. And that takes us to the next topic. Dreaming. Do you remember your dreams? Are you paying attention to your dreams? Please understand that when you go to sleep, your space is sanctuary. You are reuniting with other aspects of you. You are reuniting with your counsel, your higher self, your guides, your teachers. If your devices are in your bed, they interfere with that frequency. So the mind will not always register what you experienced in that dream state. So good practice would be keeping your devices away. If it's not an emergency and you don't have to have your phone with you, keep your phone away so that your frequency can be as authentic as possible. Turn off Wi-Fi overnight. Imagine there's no frequency or radiation bombardment from the Wi-Fi. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be from the neighbors, but at least in your space it's gonna be less. And it does add up. So never underestimate. Keep peaceful crystals in your room. Rose quartz, amethyst, those are peaceful. Anything like malachite, K2, clear quartz, if you're very sensitive, keep them away, unless you want to have psychic dreams. We'll talk about that some other time. Peaceful sleep every night. No, it's not selfish. It's not lazy. Watching something clueless, that's lazy. Investing in your health is noble. Anything that is in your auric field is basically interfering throughout the night and day. Practicing peace, practicing silence. Are you comfortable in silence? First, start with yourself. Sit for as long as you are okay in silence. That's how long you can handle your divine self, approximately. Now, if you don't get agitated, but you revel in it and it feels really good, that's good. You're comfortable being present. Now, if you start twitching and going through foaming and having withdrawal, needing to go on social media or games or whatever, this is how subtle addictions are. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take some severe therapy or coaching for you to actually recognize what you need. It's very simple. Have a pen and paper next to you. If you wake up in the middle of the night with something really awesome and you want to write it down and go back to sleep. And if you can't, practice silence, peace, conscious breathing. Help yourself with creating a symbol, an image, that when you are there, or when you see the symbol, it will give you peace. For example, before you go to sleep, imagine your own personal crystal pyramid, or white light pyramid. You enter it, and you can have whatever you want in it. You can have your most comfortable place. This white light pyramid is going to protect your energy field, your psyche, your body. And as you're lying down on this hammock, for example, or a chair, whatever it is, there are no limits in your imagination. The limit is only what you put on it. Start projecting what is it that you would like to create next, and make it as something that would contribute to your authentic happiness. When you practice conscious breathing in the state of peace, trusting that your imagination, your inner self, your higher self, is guiding you, it is only a matter of very short time when you astral project and you get into a state where you will start seeing necessary information for you at that particular time. It will always be upon your request, which is going to be by your intention. Set an intention that right now you are asking for your higher self to show you the necessary information, the necessary images for you to know now. It could come in the form of sacred geometry, certain images, faces, including your own. Don't freak out. Come on. You can do this. It's actually good practice facing yourself when your higher self shows you the image of you. Isn't it cool? Like, think about it. You close your eyes, you get into a peaceful state, and it's like dun dun dun. With your eyes closed, you see yourself. But when the next moment your alarm goes off and you open your eyes, it's like, when did I fall asleep? And it's been the whole night. You slept through the night. And then throughout that day, you're going to have flashes of what you saw. You might even not remember that you actually woke up a couple of times and you wrote down what you saw. Yeah, many of you are waking up now at 3 o'clock, right? 3:30. This is your higher self wakes you up. Something happens around this time. And this is going to be in your time zone, but it's not necessary. If you hear someone else wakes up at 3:33 every night and they have some awesome dreams, and let's say you've never experienced that, that doesn't mean that you never had. It's just maybe it's not necessary for you to wake up. This is why, before you go to sleep, creating the most comfortable frequency-wise space, putting yourself in silence and calm state, will allow you to trust your higher self to create a better experience. Now think about it, and if you've tried that before, how much more are you trusting yourself now? Do you see how important it is? And how much better to the point are you guided? How much more can you hear your guidance when you trust that? Another good point is also the frequencies that you are ingesting. And these could be hard for you, which is okay. Just because someone can easily fast for so many days or quit meat cold turkey, haha, doesn't mean that you should also follow the way they did it. Because for your body, it might be too hard. Listen to your body. This is your vehicle. If you always fed it with certain foods that your body cannot handle drastic changes, then start practicing it gently. Your higher self is not going to leave you. Your higher self is not going to move into the new earth or 5D, whatever, without you. Don't worry about that. The 5D is not going to wait for you, nor does it have to, because it's already there. So don't worry about trying to do it fast, because your health is also needed. Find a perfect way to healthier life through your meditative state in silence, asking what is good for you in silence. At times you don't even need any hertz whatever music. At times, just peace or white noise. Try that. I experimented with white noise of nature sounds, guided meditation, music, everything. And silence is always best, because you can hear your own, and you can hear the programmings too. Now, when you are mastering your mind, when you are disciplining your mind throughout the day, when you're quieting it, it is so easy to recognize your programs. It's absolutely amazing and funny. There are so many programmings that are running us. It is like we're not even there. It's like, what am I then? If the programmings are constantly running you, making you think the way the program wants you to think, do you think? Do you have your own thoughts? Do you have your own opinions or preferences? Or you're picking and choosing according to what the program is telling you to? Start recognizing that, because then that's how you can trust your own guidance. That's how you polish your antennas. The more you do this, the more will be open up to you. You will expand, get bigger, more space for you to grasp and remember more. If you, prior to the incarnation, loaded yourself with time capsule information, even more so, things will be shown, one by one. And man, does it feel good. When they open, and you have this realization, oh, that's why I had to go through this, so that I could recognize that. Oh, now I can do it. Oh, that's how I'm remembering. And sometimes you can actually remember and have a flashback when you included that time capsule in your DNA. It is surreal. It is real. It is fun. It is adventurous. It is awesome. What we ultimately want is a happy life experience. The ultimate happiness. There are tools to get there, and I shared some of them. Now, of course, there are more, and I hope that for today and for tomorrow, however many times you want to listen to this video, this was helpful. You may have taken notes. You may even ask questions in the comment section. But it's not about that routine. It's about, are you gonna do something about it? Because if you just like and say thank you, well, you're welcome. How does it actually help you in your life? And that is what I wish for you. that in any way that I can help, you use these tools. And there's variety, like I always say, variety on my channel. If there is anything that helps you, it is my pleasure. But you gotta do something about it. Look how fast the time goes by. We're at the beginning of April 2023. The time is speeding up for a reason, and the frequencies are escalating for a reason. It is up to us to catch up. If you've been doing the same thing over and over, and it's been giving you the same results, and you truly believe that you deserve something better, find tools, find your own modalities that will help you navigate through these waves of energies, because you have that inside you. Many of you are shamans, healers, priests and priestesses, channelers. Start remembering that within you, using those skills and talents which you would find in your hobbies. Those are all in your hobbies, things you love doing most. This is your gift. And don't underestimate, even if it sounds silly, there is something to it. Imagine living a day, and then another day, a month, a year, a decade, of every day, besides work, doing something you love so much that you feel so alive, and you fall asleep in peace, and you trust yourself so much that you are building, navigating, walking your own path without any influence or peer pressure. What does it add up to for you? What do you want? Thank you for being here. As always, wishing you lots of joy, laughter, peace, happiness, perfect health, expansion, and union. Infinite blessings. Namaste.